January 1954, the debut of the Playboy Bunny. No, not him. That's the one. The legendary logo was created by future Playboy art director Art Paul, who was a freelancer at the time, and it took him less than an hour. Originally, the bunny was created solely to appear at the end of articles. But Hef knew he had an icon on his hands, and the bunny soon took on a life of its own. The following year, it appeared on Playboy merchandise for the first time on a pair of cufflinks. And since then, the bunny logo has propagated, well, like a rabbit. Today, the bunny has a 97% worldwide brand recognition. And to think the logo came within a hair of featuring a different animal, a stag. January 1981. Playboy publishes a, quote, candid conversation with John Lennon and Yoko Ono. It was a series of interviews conducted just before the release of Double Fantasy and right before John's death. And the happy couple covered a lot of subjects in the 22,000-word piece. John called Ringo not a technically good drummer, called Paul an egomaniac who was dead creatively, and called George a young follower who still bears resentment towards him. Other parts of the article had John and Yoko addressing whether they owned $60 million in livestock, they didn't know for sure, and whether they ever made love in a bag. Surprisingly, no. Readers even got a glimpse into John's listening habits, muzak or classical. Mr. and Mrs. John Lennon were featured at length inside the issue, so it's ironic who was on the cover, Barbara Bach, the future Mrs. Ringo Starr. Karen was the shy one. Ava had dry wit and a sly grin. Together with Hilgar, Ulla, and Uma, they comprised the Swedish bikini team, who swept in like an Arctic blast onto the January 1992 cover. They had matching blonde wigs, but they weren't exactly dressed for winter. They weren't actually Swedish. As a team, they never actually won anything. And for half their pictorial, they didn't even have bikinis. But in the early 90s, they did a gold medal job spreading the gospel of Scandinavian sexiness. Oh, and Old Milwaukee Beer, the company that created them. And that's this month in Playboy history.
Looking back on